I was saying we have a scrapyard right on the Providence River that has been operating without a permit for about 4 years. And it's not so much that they're operating without a permit, but the permit would require them to take certain measures to make sure that the runoff from their site didn't pollute the bay. So they have a scrapyard that does a lot of automobiles, that have fluids and oils and things like that in it. They also have been involved in shipbreaking. The first thing they did was take that Russian sub. And initially they had just said, well, we're just going to break this Russian sub, we're going to scrap it, and we're going to build a bulkhead. They never built a bulkhead. They started taking cars in. They're working on contaminated soils, and they never got in compliance. They never put in the management system required to ensure the quality of the bay. So Save the Bay has been involved with it because we're not anti-business, we're not anti-port, we're not anti-scrap, we're anti-pollution. We want the business to comply. We want businesses to comply with the environmental regulations. Basically they're scrapping cars on site and they're shipbreaking. They signed a consent agreement last summer that said that they needed to have these vessels out of the water, all of these vessels out of the water by September of this year. It's now mid-November. They don't have them out. Also, they were supposed to have the entire site was supposed to be paved with a drainage basin and treatment facilities to treat any runoff that comes off the site, because it's known that runoff from scrapyards carry pollutants, mostly heavy metals, and they haven't even started it. So they made these elaborate plans, and yet they haven't even started it. And studies have shown that the type of pollution that comes off of scrapyards is heavy metals. Heavy metals, oils, and heavy metals are conservative pollutants, and what that means is that they stay in the environment for a long time. They're also conservative in biological systems. So if an animal consumes heavy metals, most heavy metals will not get rid of a lot of heavy metals. So say for example you consume chromium, it may stay with you for your whole life. So some of these heavy metals can bioaccumulate, which means that you accumulate them over a lifetime. Some of them biomagnify, which means one organism accumulates them, and then the next higher up organism on the food chain has to eat, say 1,000 times its weight over its lifetime, and it accumulates all of those, so it magnifies at each level of the food chain, and it becomes dangerous to people, who are eating the shellfish and to aquatic life. So I mean, overall, it's we've been industrialized in the bay. We've polluted the sediments, and we've turned a corner, and we're not putting metals into the bay anymore. We're not putting harmful pollutants into the bay in general. But then we have people who don't, because of the regulations. If people don't comply with the regulations, we're going backwards.